This is export sales for Thursday, September 11th. Pretty disappointing week overall this week. One thing contributing to that was last week had Labor Day, so it was a bit of a shortened week. So numbers all pretty low, and I'm not really that surprised by that. But hopping into the numbers here, starting out with corn, export sales just 21.3 million bushel. Definitely the lowest number seen in quite a while. Good news is new crop still off to second strongest start on record. We're sitting here at this stage in September with 890 million bushels in commitments already made. Second highest ever, except for 2021 when China had a lot of early buying and bought a lot of corn. So really good stuff overall on corn still. Looking ahead, sales going to have to average about 37.1 million bushels per week. Compare that from this stage forward, corn last year averaged 43.8 per week. So right now, we have lofty expectations on exports, but they also look very reachable right now. So corn doing really good things. Sales led this week by Mexico, Japan, and funny enough, Vietnam was number three. And if you guys remember a couple months ago, we made a trade deal with Vietnam, and one of the agreements was they would buy more ag products, and especially on the corn side, they buy a lot of corn from other sources. So seeing them in reported sales is a really good thing, and those are sales we normally wouldn't see. So switching over to the soy complex, excuse me. Disappointing here as well. Like I said, all around this week was fairly disappointing. Beans sales of 19.9 million bushels, not terrible, but looking ahead, they need to average about 26.3 million per week to meet USDA expectations. Compared that to last year's 26.4 going forward, almost identical. So these bean numbers are very reachable, even though we have had a slow start. We're just going to have to see numbers pick up a little bit as we get more into harvest and post-harvest. So beans doing good things overall. Sales this week were led by unknown in beans as well. Very interested there to see how that's going to work and where those end up going. But for right now, beans just holding on, just need to keep moving. So moving on to the soy meal, sales for new crop are pretty solid, 324.1 thousand tons. That was the upper end of expectations. So meal off to a really strong new crop start, and old crops finishing above positive as well. So good there. Bean oil, old crop, some small cancellations at this stage. They're in the last few weeks here for meal and oil. Not shocked to see cancellations there. And then new crop sales was a big zero. So oil not really having a whole lot going on right now, but that's kind of to be expected after all the news that's came out. So finishing up here with wheat sales, disappointing there as well. I've said that quite a few times already. 11.2 million bushels sold. Current wheat sales right now, highest we've had at this time in 5 years. So wheat is off to a really good start. Tomorrow's report, I wouldn't be shocked to see USDA raise their export expectations on wheat, but I'm not expecting it by any means. It's still very early on, and they might want to see more follow through before they look to start upping the numbers. But wheat exports are off to a strong start, and it is possible that those numbers get raised a little bit. So overall, exports disappointing this week. Hopefully, we see a nice bounce back next week, and that's about it. So this was export sales here for Thursday, September 11th.
This material has been prepared by a sales or trading employee or agent of Midwest Market Management and is or is in the nature of a solicitation. This material is not a research report prepared by of Midwest Market Management Research Department. By accepting this communication, you agree that you are an experienced user of the futures markets, capable of making independent trading decisions, and agree that you are not and will not rely solely on this communication in making trading decisions. Distribution in some jurisdictions may be prohibited or restricted by law. Persons in possession of this communication indirectly should inform themselves about and observe any such prohibition or restrictions. To the extent that you have received this communication indirectly and solicitations are prohibited in your jurisdiction without registration, the market commentary in this communication should not be considered a solicitation. The risk of loss in trading futures and/or options is substantial, and each investor and/or trader must consider whether this is a suitable investment. Past performance, whether actual or indicated by simulated historical tests of strategies, is not indicative of future results. Trading advice is based on information taken from trades and statistical services and other sources that of Midwest Market Management believes are reliable. We do not guarantee that such information is accurate or complete, and it should not be relied upon as such. Trading advice reflects our good faith judgment at a specific time and is subject to change without notice. There is no guarantee that the advice we give will result in profitable trades.